You are now listening to the Highly Evolved Podcast with your host, Safan. Transmission will commence momentarily.
Hi guys, this is Stefan. You can find me on Twitter and Gap.ai. This is the Highly Evolved Podcast. Let's start the show. In the show, we're going to discuss about what just happened today, March 25, 2019. And the news today is Michael Avenatti. If you don't know who Michael Avenatti is, it's the creepy porn lawyer that represent Stormy Daniels, who try accuse or say Donald Trump did something, right? Which turned out that she's the one that breached the contract between her and Donald Trump. And he's also the defendant lawyer for the woman who accused R. Kelly of sexual activity against R. Kelly. Now he just basically, the news just came out as breaking news that he is involved with several tax fraud and extortion. All right. Let's start with the tax fraud. The tax fraud is from Los Angeles, right? He's facing two accusations or charges from two coasts, Los Angeles and New York. Los Angeles, basically, one charges is that he got a settlement deal, right? Settlement deal from a client from some other cases, right? He received the money, but he never told the client. So basically, he had the money on him, and the client didn't have it. So he's been holding the money from the client. And the client been going to not only that, but the client told him that he needed some money, so he lent him the client his own money, their own money. So he have a client that lied to his client that he don't have his settlement money, but yet again, when his client need money, he loaned him his own money and not tell the client that it's his own money. And that's the charge he's being faced right now. Not only that, but he's facing tax fraud, which means that he haven't been paying tax for several years now, and he owed back taxes for around estimating $800,000. So he's been charged with federal crime. This is tax fraud is a federal crime, right? So there's a chance he might be locked up for 50 years plus if he's convinced of this. Now let's fast forward to the other charges that he's facing. This other phase is really more crazier, but basically, it has something to do with the college fraud that just recently came out earlier this month, in March. And he tried to extort Nikes, right? Nikes that they got something connected to them with the college, something like that, college fraud, college scandals. So he told Nike that if you don't abide by my order, all right, by my demands, we either going to sue you, right? Sue you and give you a bad publicity, which costs billions of dollars in stock shares, right? He was threatening Nikes, right? Bet he said to Nike that, all right, we could avoid all these stuff right now if he paid Michael Avenatti a certain amount of money, an estimate of $20 million, something like that, in the millions. Let's say it's in the millions, right? And Nike wasn't going to have that. So what Nike did is they reported to the Justice Department in New York or something like that, right? And then what they did was from every conversation on with Michael Avenatti, they record all messages. And Michael Avenatti didn't know about this, right? So all his messages has been recorded, right? And basically it shows that he's trying to extort Nikes, right? Extort Nikes for $20 million, right? And this would happen within last week, I think, on the 19th, right? And then not only that, but Avenatti was bragging about it, but he was tweeting about it too. Subliminally tried to destroy Nike, tried to threaten Nike. So New York just charged him with extortion. All right. So basically, he's facing from both ends: fraud from federal tax in Los Angeles, and extortion charge from New York. This is not a good week to begin the week. This is not a good week for him, right? So he's in deep doo-doo right now, right? So Michael Avenatti, and he doesn't have quite of a good reputation himself. And not only that, let's talk about the tax fraud in Los Angeles. Basically, he had this company, right? He had this company, but his company hadn't filed tax paper, right? Like saying like W-2 and all that stuff about his employee and stuff. Then he hadn't filed that, so that's another charge they add on top of that, right? So this guy's in deep mess right now. And they said that the reason why he's doing that is to support his lavish lifestyle. He got $5 million houses, right? $1 million apartment, sports car company, and it's all extravagant for him, right? And this is what I don't know, man. This is why I don't like extravagance, because you have to support that crap, right? You think, okay, you have $1 million houses, right? How would you support it? I mean, think of how much the utility causes, right? The utility bill, the tax bill, and all that stuff. So he's been living this fake lifestyle, right? And he just don't want to pay his fair share about it. So this guy, I think he got what's coming to him, being the sleazy lawyer, try to badmouth Donald Trump, right? I think Donald Trump, Justice Department, gonna indict him for all this stuff, man. I think it's well deserved for this guy if he's proven guilty. I mean, he's been how do you say that one phrase? Milking the teats out of the cow, or sucking the teats out of the cow. He's ultimate opportunist, right? He seek the opportunity and he take it, but yet again he's doing all the wrong way. He's doing all the wrong thing. Lie to his client. What kind of lawyer? Well, lawyers are sleazy, right? So he lied to his client and tried to extort company. This is why lawyer has so much bad reputation, because of people like Michael Avenatti, right? This is why people don't trust lawyers, because they're so sleazy. Especially Michael Avenatti. He's a sleazeball. Sleazy ass creepy lawyer. And I think it's justice for Donald Trump, because Donald Trump, in a way, I think I don't know, this is just my thought, right? It's not conclusive, but it's my thought that I think it's vengeance for Donald Trump, right? He got his vengeance, like, oh, you're gonna try to do me like this? All right, I'll set the Justice Department on you, try to get you to get in prison, right? So this is I guess karma for Michael Avenatti. So this has been blasted all on the news, the biggest story of the day. Michael Avenatti tried to extort Nikes, and he's facing tax frauds. It's not just one isolated incident. It's multiple crime that he's committing right now, and I don't think he's gonna get away with this. There's substantial evidence, because remember, New York Department of Justice recorded all his call with Nike, right? And Nike is not gonna take it sitting down. Nike is a corporation, right? $1 billion corporation. They could afford the most expensive lawyers out there. You think they can get extorted by a small one lawyer like Michael Avenatti? No, they're not gonna do it. This is why they didn't cave in. They didn't cave into his extortion. They're like, man, they didn't call his bluff. They're like, screw you. We're gonna get the Justice Department on you and press charges on you for trying to extort money from us. And I'm not defending Nike, right? Nike is a bad company too. Nike is a company that benefit off the slave wages, right? They make the shoes out of another country for pennies on the dollar and sell it for a couple $100, right? Jordan costs like what, $14 to make, or less than $14, $10 to make, and they charge Jordan for a pair of Jordans costs like $200. See, they have a big profit margins, all right? It costs it for them to make, and they make a big profit out of it. But that's not it. Nike is a terrible company. I'm not defending Nike at all, right? And then there's this other story. We'll get to this one. It's about Nike and Converse, but that's another story. I'm doing another video about that. But yeah, that's some. Back to Michael Avenatti. He's facing some big charges right here, especially from a $1 billion corporation. All right, like Nike, but and he's facing criminal charges, federal charges from the IRS. All right, so this guy is his life is hell in a handbasket. He's karma is getting out to him. This guy is a sleazeball. I don't feel sorry for him. I have no sympathy for people like this who take advantage of people. All right, you think he's a lawyer, you think he got his client back, and then he stole his client money. That's ridiculous, right? That's a stupid lawyer. But anyway, on that note, guys, that's the biggest story. And you guys have a good day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.